Awesome. Well, as everyone's joining us, I want to mention that there has been a lot of fingers in this deck, and we've been rearranging it as we prepare it. We've got some great guests, as I mentioned, joining us today to speak about the road ahead. So I may be a little surprised at the slides I discover as we move through the deck, and we will be handing it back and forth because there are some things, as you can see, that I don't have permission to play, some media objects. So we'll be handing the deck over to a couple of our guests today to manage that part of the event. We'll give everybody about 1 more minute to join. Feel free to pop any questions that you have in the chat, and we'll get started right away on the content of the meeting, and then we will be announcing some exciting information about the changes in the user group and welcoming some of our new members a little bit later in our meeting. I will go ahead and jump into the introduction slide so that our guests can introduce themselves, and I'll invite you guys to go ahead and take over screen sharing so that you can manage the deck. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing, and I believe, Ashwini, are you going to start us off?
Yes, thanks, Tiffany. I'm excited to be here, and I think Vanessa is sharing the slides. Fantastic. Great. So, yeah, I lead the analytics product team here at Zendesk. I joined about 3 months ago. Prior to this, I've led data products in other companies. Today, I'm joined with my exceptional colleagues, Eugene and Vanessa. Eugene leads product for Explore and has been for the last several years. And Vanessa is our product marketing manager, and she helps us and leads all things go to market related. So, without further ado, I think we can jump into the next slide, which is what is our analytics priorities for Zendesk. So when we think about what really matters to our customers, to all of you, it's four things that we've identified are going to be super important and critical to get done in the upcoming months and year. One of them is the first one is real time monitoring. And here, what we want to do is we heard loud and clear from all of you that being able to look at real time ticket data and monitor metrics across service and other channels is super important. So, we're bringing together a view that Vanessa will be sharing, where you can identify current problems and then take actions right off of that view. So that's going to be a big piece of product offering that we'll be bringing to market. The second one is dashboard builder. So I think a lot of you use our dashboard builders. We are continuing to migrate to the new builder, and we are making sure that we're able to release all of the priority items that are on our roadmap. So that's going to be a huge piece of work as well that the team is focused on right now. Third is AI-powered analytics. Super excited about this one, and we'll talk a bit more about this in this session today. The idea is that AI is fundamentally changing how the world consumes data, understands data, and takes action. Here, we want to build like an all-new AI-powered analytics product that allows unifying Zendesk data, uncovering some of the hidden root causes that you're able to now very easily understand and optimize for, and then deliver this narrative driven reporting where any business user without much depth in analytics is able to ask questions and get answers to any of their business questions, right? So how many tickets, what is the resolution rate, how is average handling time, all of these questions that you have, no longer do you need to craft some detailed SQL queries or be an expert in the underlying data sets. You can just ask these questions and get an answer. So super excited about this. As we build into the agentic era, I think this is going to be a critical piece that unlocks value for you. And finally, data coverage expansion. I think it's really important, and we've heard a lot of feedback that we need to continue to invest in new data sets that allows you to ask questions across different data sets in Zendesk and report overall as you see. You might find relationships across these data sets that are interesting to optimize your businesses for. And so we have a session in the talk today that will help you understand how we are thinking about this. So just to summarize, we think that we are bringing together a whole bunch of new experiences, AI powered experiences, as well as like dashboard builder, while also improving the amount of data sets that you have as part of Zendesk. And this is going to be really critical for us as we think about 2026 and beyond. So with that, I'll hand it over to Vanessa, who can talk through the real-time monitoring piece.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashwini. And hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. It's always so great to speak directly and hear from our customers. So I am here to talk about real-time monitoring. And you've likely already heard about real-time monitoring. We've been talking about it for a bit, but it's very timely because we are actually releasing it for all pro and enterprise customers next week. So super excited and great timing to have this event to talk a little more about real-time monitoring. So let's dive into what that means for you and kind of what to expect with this release. So here you can see a high-level view of our roadmap for real-time monitoring. And the main thing to know here is that what we're trying to do is make significant improvements to our real-time reporting, which will enable faster and smarter data-driven decisions for you all. And this month, like I said, more specifically next week, we're going to be introducing 3 new use case-based dashboards. And what that means is they're really focused on actual workflows, in this case, incoming tickets or queues, ticket progress, and then agent productivity. And these dashboards will give you deeper insights into how work is progressing across the team in real time. And then in addition to these 3 new dashboards, we're also introducing this idea of monitoring home. And what that will look like is a unified view of the most important metrics across queues, ticket progress, and agent productivity. And then you can dig deeper by kind of getting into each of those respective dashboards, which is great. And with this release, you can also expect an expanded library of real-time metrics to better reflect the unique needs and nuances of your businesses. And then later in Q4, what we'll be introducing, I'm really excited about anomaly detection and trending topics. And what these will do is proactively surface changes in your data that might need your attention, as well as show you the most common topics your customers are writing into you about. These 2 features will be surfaced on Monitoring Home, which you'll see here momentarily in the demo we'll show. And finally, in the second half of this year, as well as early 2026, we're going to be starting to integrate key workforce management and quality assurance metrics to real-time monitoring, which will provide you with that unified view of your operations, and just the ability, of course, to see everything in one place. Okay, I've talked for a bit here. What we want to do next is actually show you a quick demo. And this is a sneak peek. You all are the first customers to see really what's being announced at the upcoming AI Summit. But we wanted to show, this group specifically what all these features look like when they come together and the value they can bring to help you make proactive decisions using your data. So without further ado, let's go ahead and watch the demo. Let me know if the sound is working okay, and if not, we'll troubleshoot. Real-time monitoring gives instant insight into customer and agent activity, allowing you to take proactive action to improve agent performance and customer satisfaction. Today, I'll show you how to use these real-time dashboards to increase agent productivity, as well as reduce first reply and resolution times. Let's dive in. We start at Monitoring Home, a live, unified view of your service operations that highlights the metrics that matter most. And with built-in anomaly detection, you can quickly identify and respond to emerging issues. For example, here I see spikes in messaging and billing-related tickets are driving up first reply time. And from the new incoming tickets dashboard, I can easily assess and respond to what's quickly becoming a backlog. Using filters, I drill into trends in billing tickets and messaging channels. By isolating the billing queue and comparing real-time performance against traffic since midnight, I see 57 messaging tickets waiting, well above normal. I can click on the messaging tickets in queue KPI and see there are a lot of billing-related tickets. To start addressing this backlog, I check to see which agents are available to help. Filtering for the billing queue and messaging channel, I see there are only 5 agents online when there should be 15. I click on all of the agents assigned to the billing queue with the billing skill and bring an additional 5 agents online. Now that I've addressed the backlog, I want to see how assigned tickets are progressing. I head over to the ticket progress dashboard and filter by open messaging tickets from midnight. I see there are 67 open messaging tickets, higher than usual. Scrolling down, I see which agents are working on them and which are unassigned. I assign the unassigned tickets to my experienced billing agent, Alex, in a bid to reduce first reply and resolution times. The last area I want to check is agent efficiency, so I head over to the agent productivity dashboard for a closer look. Here, I can see agent efficiency metrics like first response time, average reply time, and average handle time. Applying the messaging and billing group filters, I start by digging into handle time and notice there are a couple of agents with higher than average times. Drilling in deeper to the ticket level, I can see all the details of these agents' interactions and quickly intervene if and when they need support. As it turns out, these agents do manage to resolve these issues and get handle time back on track. Checking back an hour later, I see there are no longer any anomalies detected, which means that the backlog has cleared and resolution time has normalized. And just like that, you see how you can use real-time monitoring to quickly identify, investigate, and act on issues as they arise, ensuring your team stays productive and your customers get fast, efficient resolution. Awesome. Well, I hope you all are as excited about real-time monitoring as we are, and that just gives a sneak peek of really what's to come. So keep an eye out for, additional announcements at AI Summit and additional kind of videos and information about real-time monitoring. I am also seeing some questions in the chat. I will do my best to answer them as we progress throughout the presentation. And with that, I could talk about real-time monitoring all day, but we don't have all day. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Eugene for an update on new data sets and analytics and what's ahead for data coverage expansion. Over to you, Eugene.
Hi, everyone. So the first topic is data coverage. So if you go to the next slide, you'll see how much work Explore Zendesk Analytics team did actually on data during this year. So we released tons of data sets, and it was even hard to fit them into the slide, so I needed to group them together. But first I'll start with all data sets which are already released. So maybe you're not aware or not using them yet. So first one is knowledge, which used to be called guide. So we have two new data sets there. We call them self-service data sets. They are about efficiency of your knowledge base and also user sessions analysis. So you can do some cool analysis there now. There are loads of new AI data sets. So if you're using Copilot, there are Copilot suggestions, auto assist data sets now. And like if you're not really into like building custom reports, we have pre-built dashboards that surface that information. So you can cover new metrics and outputs from there. And I think someone is not on mute. There is a bit of noise going on. Thank you. Then another two data sets were released on Omnichannel. So it's engagements and queues. So now you can dig into different agent engagements that occurred within the ticket. So you can, analyze what was going on inside of the ticket at the time of changes in the channels used during the ticket lifespan. And also a separate data set, you can look at the queues activity and how the configuration is done. So if you might need to improve it or revise it. Actually, queues maybe is not the most used feature just yet. And the last one of the release data set is custom objects. So it's not specific data set. It's actually addition to existing data sets. So if you would go to any support data sets and look, like ticket or ticket updates or SLAs, you have additional fields which surface your custom objects that relate to tickets, users, organizations, and all those fields that you have inside of custom objects. So now most of the custom object use cases can be fulfilled through this reporting. There is no pre-built dashboard because custom objects are custom, so it's hard to pre-build content for it, but you can add those fields into your reports or custom dashboards. And next are things that are being released. So there is messaging dataset update, AI intelligence. We'll be adding entities. It's one of the features that are being rolled out now. And generative search and goals for messaging. The next data sets we'll be working on, so will be released in autumn, November and December. If you have any questions, post them there. I'll try to answer regarding the data sets. Let's go next. So dashboard builder. So we're talking here about new dashboard builder and features we are adding to it to improve your experience, and also make sure that there is a main parity gaps that resolved within the classic and new builder. So first two were about making time and data filters more advanced. So like you can do now custom role ranges. For data filters, you can easily select all values or exclude some specific values. Then there was enhancement in export quality. Not sure if you saw it, but they are now 3 times higher resolution. And then change attribute is one of the widgets we often use for pre-built dashboards. Now you also can add it to your custom dashboards. And the last release, which is not like really dashboard specific, it's actually for all your reporting. So we have group-based permissions, which were live since beginning of the year for all data sets. Now we're rolling out brand-based permissions. So now you'll be able to configure how your analytics data is filtered depending on brands or groups. So you can restrict it to some users or give wide access to other users. Let's go to the next slide. It will be around quick reports. This one is very quick. It's a prompt-based reporting feature. I'm not sure if you are part of, some of you are part of the EAP. If you are, you probably already tried it out. We are in the EAP phase now, but we'll be rolling out in the following weeks to all the customers. And the functionality here is, instead of you building your report or asking for someone's help on this, you can actually just ask a question, and this ML-based model will give you an answer as a report. So then you can customize it, add it to your dashboard, use it as a normal report. So it really simplifies this journey of building a simple report. I think now I can pass to the next area. Slides moved around. So it's announcements now, right? Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, Vanessa, if you want to keep sharing, you can just go right ahead. Meg is going to speak to our user group announcements. That'll make it a little cleaner.
Thank you, Tiffany. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Meg Whitler, and I've been supporting the Enterprise User Group behind the scenes for the past year, and I'm excited to officially join as the group's co-host with Tiffany. Part of my role at our daytime job includes supporting our leaders with analytics and reporting requests and helping them make data-driven decisions. So today's topic is especially intriguing to me. I wanted to take a second and also thank those of you who joined us for last month's AI user group meeting when we had the chance to guest host. It was great to connect with you there, and welcome to any new members who found us as a result of that event. We're so excited to see what's coming and the direction of the community programs here at Zendesk, and we really look forward to what's ahead. And with that, I will pass it back to Tiffany.
Yeah, I'll just chime in with that. We are super excited about the direction of the community programs. We've been engaging on multiple levels with leaders who are involved in this. And I am super grateful to Lou, who has joined us today, for all the support that she gave in helping us generate the slides and connect with the team. It's really nice to have that level of support, as we do have day jobs, as Meg calls them. So we do invite you to join us for discussion between our monthly meetings. I am noting all of the questions that are going into chat. If we don't have a chance to get to them today, we will add them to that discussion thread. So this screenshot shows exactly how you can go and follow those discussions, and you will be able to keep up with each event before and after. We'll start off with a discussion teaser, and then we will follow up on any questions that we don't get to in that space. On the next slide, we have a few other user group events that you might be interested in joining. And I did notice that Michael is with us today. I missed his admin user group last week, but I'll let you guys know, if you're not members of the admin user group, you definitely should be. It is the hot ticket for sure. The Spain user group on August 16th of October is hosting a virtual event, as well as the WEM, Enhancing QA and Workforce Management in Zendesk. And then the Spain user group again in November is hosting an event that would be open. You can find all the user groups and events on the same space in the community area, and they are working to make that a little bit easier to navigate. And then on the next slide, I would invite any of our community members to share more if they have it, but I'm super excited about the Zendesk AI Summit events. If you haven't already registered, you can do so. We'll pop the link in the chat so that you can go over and check it out and hear about all of the amazing. Let's interrupt the presentation. We kind of wanted to do our announcements in the middle because we know you're busy, sometimes joining late, leaving early. So we wanted to catch you, 7th inning stretch, and now we will return you to the regularly scheduled program.
Okay, so you heard from Vanessa on real-time monitoring, and then from Eugene on all of the data set coverage, as well as enhancements coming to our Explore product, including new data sets and quick reports. But I'm also excited to share with you what we are calling Hyperarc. Hyperarc is a company that we acquired in July of this year, and it's an AI native analytics platform that uses Gen AI and a proprietary hypergraph to unify data across different sources, be able to uncover any anomalies, root causes, or trends, and then be able to deliver narrative-driven reporting just by asking natural language questions. Next slide, Vanessa. So we have a very early preview of what the product is here just for you. If you join the AI Summit, you're going to hear more about this. And you'll see all of the advancements that we've been able to make as a result of this acquisition. But here you can get a quick preview of how the product works and how it's going to add a lot of value to some of the analytics questions and use cases that you may have in mind. So maybe we can go ahead and play the demo.
Hyperarc combines AI and human analysis to transform service data into clear stories that are easy to understand and act on. By giving insight into not only what's happening, but why it's happening and what you can do about it, Hyperarc unlocks faster, smarter decision-making for your team, including the ability to quickly identify new opportunities to accelerate resolutions. Let's dive in and see how it works. Imagine I'm a Zendesk admin responsible for monitoring service trends. As soon as I start my day, I get a Slack notification. My average resolution time is trending down. While this is great news, I need to determine exactly why that's happened and proactively share this insight with key stakeholders so that we can replicate success in the future. Instead of waiting for a monthly report, I get this insight in real time, right as the trend is emerging. Let's click on the alert to dig deeper. First, to pinpoint when this change occurred, I analyze how average resolution time changed over time. I can see that resolution time started to decline mid-July, and zooming in on that period, that resolution times dipped sharply, then stabilized. Let's use natural language to find out why that might be. I'm simply going to ask, what changed in mid-July to drive resolution time down? I immediately receive an analysis that highlights the deployment of Copilot as a likely cause for the drop in resolution time. Not only that, it gives me specifics on when the rollout occurred and other potentially related trends. Because Hyperarc records all analysis as memories, draws on those memories to answer any future related questions, and then resurfaces them as citations, I can always inspect the analysis underlying any findings. For example, clicking into this memory, I see daily resolution time trends. To understand what's driving these trends at the agent level, I simply ask to see weekly resolution time by agent. The data displays instantly, but I need help making sense of it. Luckily, I'm given suggestions on how to break this data down and analyze it further for more meaningful insights. Since I have multiple teams of agents and know that performance tends to vary across them, I take the suggestion to analyze by agent group. Now I can easily see that all teams benefited from the Copilot rollout, but it appears that a few had sharper drop in resolution times than others. To better understand the variation, I ask for a deeper manager-level analysis. With traditional analytics tools, this would take complex querying and coding, but with Hyperarc, in seconds, I see exactly how resolution time dropped for each team. I can now take this analysis back to the teams to demonstrate the impact of Copilot and the opportunity for some teams to leverage it more. So after tailoring for presentation, I ask for a narrative summarizing the findings and suggesting next steps. Once again, I'm using natural language to connect the dots between data points and make meaning from my data. The resulting narrative highlights the key trends, presents the conclusions, and recommends next steps like expanding Copilot training and sharing best practices across teams. This is exactly what I need. So with a click, I share the analysis with my teams to review and take action. After sharing the narrative with my team, one manager asks if there's any insight on how her team should be leveraging Copilot for maximum impact on resolution time. To get a clearer answer, I go back to Hyperarc. Just like before, I type my question in plain language. Instantly, I see that 2 managers had significantly higher adoption of a specific Copilot feature, Auto Assist, and that this adoption directly correlated with sharper drops in average resolution time. This makes sense since Auto Assist helps agents solve tickets faster by suggesting next steps, drafting replies, and even taking approved actions on their behalf. The 2 charts confirm the story. The more a team adopted Auto Assist, the greater their decrease in resolution time. With this insight, I share the findings back with the team. Now, we have a clear plan to expand manager and agent training on Auto Assist to drive even faster and higher quality resolutions. And just like that, we were able to quickly move from trend to insight to action. That's the power of Zendesk and Hyperarc, bringing AI and human analysis together to deliver deeper insights and faster action for your team.
Okay, that was a wonderful demo. Hopefully people were able to see it. Was there a glitch? I see something on chat. All sorted now?
It did seem to pause for just a moment, but it came back. It seemed like at the right moment that it had paused at.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll just recap some of the things you saw in the demo. Really, this is the exciting future vision we have for our analytics product. And I think there's a few key things that set Hyperarc apart compared to other analytics products, right? One, it's AI native in the sense that you can ask a question in natural language and get an answer, but not just getting an answer, you can trust the answer. We heard earlier how data, is not clean and it needs to be like sanitized and all of that. In this case, we're able to like give you a trustworthy answer that you can actually take back and drive business decisions from that. So super important that we are enabling AI, but we're also keeping trust and confidence in mind as we unlock these new use cases for analytics. The second thing is around you don't have to do the analysis yourself to uncover root causes or trends or anomalies, right? The AI is actually working on behalf of you to be able to do that. And then you get like a data story that you can then take and discuss with your team, with the broader organization, and drive that change that you need to drive as a result of that data. As I always say, data is just is not going to tell you what to do, right? You still need to understand it, you need to make sense of it, and you need to be able to drive downstream decisions as a result. And so Hyperarc allows you to do those things in seconds rather than spending hours and days to be able to do that. And then combined with Zendesk, what this means is that all of your ticket data, all of the stuff that you put into Zendesk, we're able to leverage that information and we're able to embed that directly in our platform so that you have a much more intuitive interface. You get all of this experience of the data right in the product that you work day to day. And you can also take actions and share reports and these types of things. So Hyperarc is a really exciting new era for Zendesk. And you'll hear a lot more about this at the AI Summit and next year. But as you can see, our analytics product is evolving to a place where we are bringing a lot of these different data sources in one place, but we're also allowing you to make sense of it, which is the most important piece that Hyperarc unlocks for us. Next slide, please. And I think we touched upon a few of these topics, but the unique technology that Hyperarc brings to Zendesk is that it's able to like leverage all of Zendesk, like, service first. It's able to leverage Zendesk ticket data and, build on service first analytics. And then the concept of memories is super critical, right? So if there is a data analyst on your team and they've asked a similar question in the past, we can leverage that memory. So if I go in and ask the same question, I can take advantage of what has already been done by somebody else. And I call this organizational memory. We call it simply memories. But this is where the analytics product improves itself continuously. And we're able to take advantage of that to enable everyone to access that data. So this is truly about democratizing data and insights across the entire company. And then in Explore, we've heard a lot of feedback around unification of different data across the products that we have. Here we have an opportunity to really do that, where we want to build together, take all of our different data sets and make it available in one easy interface. So you can ask these complex questions and be able to glean insights out of that. And not just that, this concept of multi-turn exploration exists within Hyperarc. So what it means is that, not only can you ask a question and get an answer, you can dive deeper, you can ask follow-up questions. And if you don't know what follow-up questions to ask, we can prompt you with the right follow-ups to ask, right? Because Hyperarc leverages generative AI and Hypergraph to do that. And finally, this is very important, right? A lot of AI tools might seem intimidating at first, but with Hyperarc, we make it really easy to set up and really easy to use. And as a result, on day one, everyone can take advantage of it and get value from the product. So 2026 for Zendesk is all going to be about analytics in Hyperarc, and along with all of the agentic platform that we're bringing to market. And we're really excited to get your feedback on this and work with you as we shape the future of this product. Next slide, please. Yeah. And so what's ahead, right? In terms of actual timeline, we are looking at, obviously, at the AI Summit, making an announcement around this. You're going to see a demo. You're going to see all of the different capabilities in more detail. So please join the summit. It's a virtual event, and it's on 8th of October. So shout out to that. There you will be able to, understand how to sign up for EAP. So come Q4, we're going to launch a closed EAP for some of our customers that, we can get feedback through that EAP, and we hope to make the product better as we go into the path to GA, right? So here, the idea is we bring in all of the AI-powered capabilities that you saw in the demo, and all of the AI data sets that you might use from Copilot or AI agents across Zendesk. We also want to provide you very quick analytics for all of those things. And then finally, in the long term, as we look at the horizon beyond Q1 of next year, we want to take this product from EAP, from closed EAP to open EAP, and then to GA. And with GA, you'll be able to create new dashboards within the Hyperarc experience, take advantage of all of the AI native capabilities, and also start to see some of the insights and cross-data support that we talked about. Ultimately, the goal is that we want you to have like an analyst sitting next to you, right? So Zendesk Analyst Agent is the ultimate vision for this, where no matter what data question you might have, imagine there is an agent that is able to take those questions and answer it with high confidence and high trust, by not only reactively answering, but also proactively providing you with those topics that you should be interested in, and that'll help you drive the right types of actions for your organization. So yeah, super excited to be on this journey. It's really early days. We're just getting started, and we're looking forward to working with all of you to make this a reality and also shape what it looks like. Do we have another slide? Yes. So good segue into this.
Perfect timing to head into our Q&A. Sorry to interrupt, Ashwina.
No worries.
I did want to jump back to the first question we had from Denise, and I have been noting them, but I'm going to let Michael jump the line because I feel like his question is very relevant to what we just covered as far as Hyperarc being an add-on, or is it included in any level of subscription tier?
I'm happy to answer this one. Michael, thank you so much for the question. And I'm sure a bunch of people are curious about this. So this is actively being worked on. We're determining scope of both EAP and GA for Hyperarc capabilities. And then that will include also defining pricing and packaging. So we don't have more of an answer than that today, unfortunately, but it's a great question, and we will keep this group updated as we progress. Ashwini, anything to add there?
Yeah, I think typically the principles we follow for such things is we want to, of course, keep adding value to all tiers of our products, right? So we want each product and every tier to get better over time. And there will be some, baseline version of Hyperarc with some limited capabilities in the base tier. And then as you go up, you'll unlock more and more capabilities. So we're looking at it holistically and saying, how can we make the analytics product overall better for all of our customers? That's the goal.
Amazing. Thank you both. So jumping back, Denise's first question, I think, set the tone for this. When will AI power analytics where we can ask natural language questions be coming? So I think we've covered that, but I did want to invite anyone who's asked a question to feel free to come off mute and clarify or add any additional comments. So Denise, did you have anything to add to the initial question that kind of started us off on this? I'll give you a moment to find the unmute button if you are coming off mute. Okay, I will head on to the next one from Allison. Are there any plans for there to be just one data set so we can relate different data points to each other instead of having all the data so separated?
Yeah, I can take this one. So
Awesome.
the goal with Hyperarc Unified Analytics, we obviously haven't decided what we're going to call this, but for now it's Hyperarc. The idea is that we unify the underlying data model and data platform so that you have one wide table and you can ask whatever question you like. We'll enable this by giving a transformation layer to our internal teams, and then they're able to like expose these data sets to you. Those will also be made available externally at some point. And the idea is that you can ask cross data set questions, which is one of the recurring key pain points that we hear about Explore. So yes, it is in the plans for next year.
Awesome. Amazing. Allison, any additional questions or follow-up comments?
Yes.
On that?
I would
Great.
just make a plea for if Hyperarc ends up being a separate product and some of us decide that that's not within our budget, to have the data still separated within analytics. It's such a killer. So if that were kind of gated behind Hyperarc, that would be a bummer, unless it is maybe in some way folded into like Enterprise Suite or something like that. So I'm just going to make a plea for that.
Yes, that's fair feedback, and we'll definitely consider that as we think about the pricing and tiering model.
Awesome. And then Eugene has added, we're planning to add the ability to create custom data sets, which will allow joining data. So we'll get these additional comments consolidated when we add these questions to the discussion to continue on. The next one we had is from Ashley. Will the agent workload versus capacity be native, or do we need workforce management? And it looks like Vanessa has already addressed that. You do not need workforce management to access this data. Moving on to Stacy's question was next. Do we need to be using omni-channel routing for the real-time monitoring? Vanessa also addressed this question. You need to have omni-channel routing enabled to use the incoming tickets dashboard. The rest will be available for all customers, even if you aren't using OCR. All right, thanks guys. Moving on to Arthur's question. Will we be able to create custom reports, metric and attributes for real-time monitoring like we can for other data sets? And it does look like Vanessa has initially answered not at first, but this functionality is slated to be added to post-GA.
Yep. I don't have specific timing for what that might look like, but we will, of course, keep you all updated. We know that customization is important for our customers. And so, we tried to start with these common workflows, and that's why these are use case based. But of course, down the line, customization will be available. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, and just to add to that, ultimately Hyperarc's capabilities can be leveraged across all of the other data sets as well, including real-time monitoring. So as we plan customization, we will keep that in mind, that it should be applicable to everything. But we don't have a date yet to share.
Awesome, thank you. Arthur, anything additional?
Will be all, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, David, this demo is showing the new navigation approach that does not launch until November, December. What will this look like when released? Eugene has commented, most likely the navigation will be coming to the analytics page in Q1 2026. It will not bring any functional changes, just a more aligned UX. Additional comments, David, or additional comments, Eugene?
Yeah, this is going to be available next week, and so just curious to know what it'll look like next week if what we were looking at is the visual of what it will look like in 2026. So just trying to get clarity on the UI.
Yeah, so next week the changes only will happen on Agent Workspace. The Explorer still looks exactly as it is now. But then we'll be adjusting those changes on the reporting side as well. So it will look similar style, the position of the buttons will be the same as in Agent Workspace, But yeah, we're still working on that, so it won't be there in Q4. It's more next year.
Awesome. Does that give you what you were looking for, David?
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for the question. Justine, this is a great question that I wanted to address to the team. Are we able to distribute these slides? And obviously we can continue the discussion on our user group page, but can we distribute the slides and demo that you've shown us today to our user group? Vanessa or anybody
Sure.
from... Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure
worries.
who was going to take this one. So I think the slides we can absolutely make available to you all. Those will include the demos. In terms of standalone demo sharing, we'll likely wait till after October 8th, which with our AI Summit, because you all received a special sneak peek, which we were happy to share with you. But for those standalone videos, expect those to be, distributed after that event.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And thank you so much for giving us the sneak peek. It pays to be a member of the Enterprise User Group. So Elizabeth had the next question. Will we be able to track based on who handled the ticket first? Currently, we can only see who closed the ticket. Our environment hands off a large chunk of our volume, so the initial agent doesn't get credit for working the ticket. We've seen this ourselves. Eugene commented, from the historic reporting perspective, you can get this data in the updates history data set. Elizabeth, is there anything you'd like to clarify about the question, or does Eugene's response address what you were looking to understand?
I'll have to look further into it and actually get into the system, but I haven't been able to figure that out so far. So
I think I would love to have you and Meg connect, because we've had this same pain point in a couple of our product lines. So maybe we can facilitate that offline.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, and another thing we're looking into as part of our 2026 plan is to really understand the ticket data set model and improve it so that you can ask more complex questions and get answers like this. Like, what is the timeline of a ticket? How did it go from A to B to C? What is the total resolution time from start to finish? Like, all of these questions that are a bit more complex now to handle. We want to simplify that by a large extent. So that's another thing that obviously I didn't cover, but it's part of our data set expansion plans.
Amazing. I love it. It's just driving curiosity. And I think that's really how we should be interacting with our data as much as possible as things change. So excited for this. Goga, I believe, will this mean that real-time monitoring agent statuses will be tied to workforce management agent statuses as well, at least in analytics?
So not at first. It's a really good question. At first, it's going to be we're surfacing select kind of KPIs from WFM. It doesn't necessarily mean that everything you're seeing within real-time monitoring is, directly linked to what's in WFM. For now, and during the GA of real-time monitoring, we absolutely see WFM as the more in-depth view of what's going on in terms of workforce management. We're not at all saying that real-time monitoring is a replacement for that. It's just the idea that we're going to surface those KPIs in one place from across the products. But it's a wonderful question, and that might change in the future. But in terms of GA, the answer is no. So thank you for the question.
Anything additional on that from either Goga or Scott? Their questions were both around the same types of information. Although actually it looks like Scott's is more related to, will real-time monitoring work with assigned routing, or do we need to be using omnichannel routing? I think we've touched on that. Vanessa's response, the only dashboard limited by omnichannel routing is the incoming tickets dashboard. The rest should be available for everyone. So between WFM and OCR, we're trying to tease out the details. Anybody have any additional questions to follow up on that? And thank you guys for chiming in. I really appreciate when you guys join in and give context to these questions. It's super helpful. But I think that this is absolutely the right place to start these conversations. We had a member of the team on our user group meetings last year, and we're able to actually give feedback that did impact the roadmap. Not sure if that's going to happen this time, but I really, really appreciate you guys joining and giving your feedback directly to the teams who can benefit from this. Stacy, Ashley, and I believe there was somebody else, Jean, who were involved in that that conversation. We will absolutely follow up with you guys and see if we can get a more deep dive into the questions that you're presenting. But I really appreciate you guys being willing to come off mic and discuss this, and for joining us today. We are right at time. So thank you so much to the analytics team for coming and presenting, and for all of our members for joining. Next month, we'll be diving into WEM. You can see that event on our user group page, and we look forward to chatting with you again then.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon.